Good morning, coming at you from the studio. I have been doing so many things that sometimes we forget to actually do what needs to be done. And I wake up to massive numbers of to-dos. There's so many to-dos on my list. It's scary. And so I'm going to open in prayer and just say, Dear Father, thank you so much for your goodness, your love. Thank you for placing your hand of protection upon us. Thank you for guiding me, guiding all my steps. Thank you that the steps of a righteous man are ordered. Please, Father, bring in me righteousness constantly. Allow me to do the right things every day. Allow me to treat my fellow man and woman with respect and love and goodness, and spread to them the word continually so that they may see Jesus Christ in me. Father, allow each and every message, everything that I say in every one of my recordings to be biblical. Allow it to be scripturally accurate. Allow everything that I say to be what I apply in my own life. And I thank you. I really thank you for every blessing in my life. I thank you for the blessings of my weekend, the ministry that we're doing, the things that we're doing on an ongoing basis to bring in the kingdom. And let me be your humble servant. I hunger so much to be able to sit in prayer and study your word, but I cannot wait for kneeling before you and saying, Dear Father, apologies about that. Dear Father, I want to hear those words. My good and faithful servant. So let's start with the story. Let's start with what's really valuable right now. So over the weekend, we did a big event in the Swan River Valley in an area, a beautiful area. But what I was intrigued by when I arrived is that this town, there's something going on, right? And there has been for a long time. If you follow the channel John Levi, and it's not a Christian channel, but if you follow this channel, you discover there's many great channels online, but he's just one of these channels that I do occasionally watch a video of, and this is what I felt on Saturday when we arrived in this town to do this outreach, this revival ministry. There was definitely this unraveling in front of me of, it's almost as if there's an age that's coming to an end. I feel the age, it's coming to an end. There's this age that is playing out now. Now it's playing out. I can see it. What makes me think that? Well, I'm seeing these shops. I'm seeing streets. I'm seeing town halls. They're all boarded up. Things are like shut, closed, almost as if, and most of these things are abandoned. There's so much that is abandoned. I'm talking about abandoned factories, abandoned workshops, abandoned cinemas, abandoned shopping centers. Look up abandoned shopping centers on YouTube and just go and have a look. And you're going to see, look, I don't want to exaggerate, but you're going to see many channels and videos showing abandoned shopping malls. And COVID is completely destroyed retail on so many levels, and things have just completely become different, right? So you arrive in this town, and there's this air around you, in the shopping centers and in the shops. there's this crazy, if you're not wearing your mask, or if you're not, people, there's this look of insecurity among people. And there's these feelings that happen inside of us. We get this feeling that something's not right. And we know this. We've known this for a while now. And since the 14th of May, 1948, we know from the Bible that it says that the generation that shall see a nation form in a day will come to see the end of times. Now, it's done in the form of a varied scripture, right? It's a varied scripture. So it's done in bits and pieces. You've got to kind of piece it together. But there's that little piece of scripture. There's another piece which shows you what the length of a generation is, 70 to 80 years, 80 years if you're strong. But there's one other in Psalms, which is about 100 years. So we get this idea that a generation can be either 70, 80, or 100 years. A shop I went into about 6 months ago, there was a lady who was completely awake, South African lady, and she sells boerewors, biltong, and I had a lot of time in South Africa, so I have a penchant for South African food. But when I was there, she brought up this subject. She basically said 1948 plus 80 years, 2021 plus 7 years of tribulation. Well, that gives you 2030, which gives you basically back down to 2021 as being the year. Now, 14th of May, 1948, 14th of May, 2021, we're about a month away from that happening, from, this direct correlation back to Scripture. So I'm thinking that we're going to start seeing some seriously intense stuff happen from about the 14th of May, 2021. We're definitely going to see an acceleration of events. 2021, we're in a storm lull. We're in the eye of the storm at the moment. We sort of, we saw that nudge last year, March last year. And I remember, being at my birthday and thinking, why is this happening? God, don't let this happen. Well, why? Why are we in this thing now? Why? I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. And over time, I've sort of realized, God, come quickly. Emmanuel, Father, Jesus, be here quick. Get us out of here. Honestly, I don't know. The more I see of the world, the more I realize that I am not enjoying the world as it is. And I don't think we ever really enjoyed the world, but we made the best of a bad situation.